What's up, Academy? It's your boy Virgo Durai, and welcome to episode 1 of Training with Virgo and Dragonball FighterZ. Uh, movement. As I will always tell you guys, movement is very imperative in every fighting game. So, the interesting thing about Dragon Ball FighterZ is there is a set of rules for the movement. So let's just go over some movement rules. First and foremost, moving forward will net you ki. If you do like a full high jump, 2 jumps, it'll actually fill a quarter of your ki bar. So that's part one. Everybody has a second jump, and in certain cases, triple jumps. But your second jump is shared by the whole team. So if you second jump in the air and then you switch to somebody else and you try to jump, that's not going to happen. Next, an air dash counts as your jump. If you haven't realized that by now, that's a thing. So if you air dash, you can't second jump forward anymore. Backdashing must finish its animation before you can do anything else. But forward dashing can be cancelled at any time for anything, for any reason. But when you backdash, you can't block, you can't do anything until that animation is finished, until your character's feet are back at the ground and they're back in ready position. And of course, jump canceling is possible at any given time in a normal combo. So now let's get to it, things that I've discovered. For example, this I'm showing you right here is that I can air dash after an aerial super. That in itself allows you to keep putting on pressure. The next thing, let's talk about the super dash. Well, not the super dash. We'll talk about that later. Let's talk about actually trying to get cross-ups on your opponent. When you jump over them, if you air dash forward, remembering the rules, air dash forward over your opponent, your character will immediately turn around. This is imperative because you want to keep control of your character at all times. If you lose control of your character in this game, if at any point in time you don't know what you're doing, your opponent can always capitalize. If you forward dash, once you get past your opponent, you'll turn around. However, if you backdash, once again, back to that rule, the backdash must finish the animation before you can do anything else. So if you want to jump over your opponent and do a cross-up aerial level 3, you gotta finish that backdash if you're coming back towards them. Next thing, super dashing. Super dashing is great in this game. As far as I know, and as far as I've seen, there is no actual way to cancel that. However, what you can do when your opponent does block is you can air dash either forward or back. Generally speaking, if you air dash forward, you will go around them unless you attack cancel your air dash, which we'll actually get into later. Or you'll go over them, which will cause a cross-up. Mind you, all aerial attacks in this game, like any 2D fighter, or like most 2D fighters, are considered overheads. So if your opponent is crouch blocking and you aerial attack them, they will take damage, they will eat the first hit, opening them up for a combo. So this becomes very important when you want to do a mix-up and you're jumping over your opponent, or you super dash and they block you, rather than trying to spam the attack button. You're going to want to try to either backdash or forward dash, get around them, and rack up some damage there. The other thing that's also important that I mentioned, you cannot cross up your opponent using this method in a corner. I've tried, no matter what I do, if they're sitting in the corner of the stage, the only way I can get around them is by vanish attacking. I can't force my way into that corner at all. So bear that in mind when your opponent's back is against the wall, that you might need to change up your tactics and get them out of that corner. And also, if your opponent is doing this against you and they haven't quite realized that they can't cross you up, you might want to use the corner to your advantage. The other thing that is also interesting is that Sparking Blast actually tightens up the timing for that air dash after your burst dash. The reason being, if you haven't realized already, Sparking Blast actually pushes you forward when you burst dash, making it so you don't need to forward dash anymore to try to continue a combo if your opponent has blocked already. So when you want to cross them up in Sparking Blast, because it does so much damage, and I'm pretty sure the developers did this on purpose, because it does so much damage, the timing is just way tighter. It's actually not a little, it's a lot harder to cross up your opponent from that. So what I'm doing here is actually practicing cross-ups after a super dash. You want to make sure the animation has actually ended, and then you want to forward dash. You don't want to backdash at that point. You want to forward dash. And once you forward dash, your character will turn around. You need to jump into training mode. My recommendation is set the computer or the AI to guard the first hit, and then practice from there. They'll guard the first hit, and then when you cross them up, you'll be able to continue a combo or practice it from there. Get your hands used to it. It takes a lot of time, guys. It took me hours, honestly, to be able to get it successfully every time. So what you see here is actually me experiencing the whole cross up and using Sparking Blast as well, and noticing how the timing in order to try to cross up my opponent just becomes so much heavier. You really got to be precise when you're doing this. You got to be confident when you're doing it. Don't try it in ranked match if you're not ready to do it. The next thing I do want to get into is backdashing after your super dash. Backdashing after your super dash, what it ends up doing is actually makes a lot of combos safe. It truly makes the super dash safe. Unless your opponent like totally gets a read, dashes in, which is very unlikely. After a block, they're usually pressured, or they're going to try to attack you after you super dash. So when you backdash, it's very hard for them to get anything going on you. At that point, you can do an aerial super, you can do a aerial special, whatever you want to do from that point. You're pretty good. Certain characters also have forward moving attacks in the air, so you can backdash and then use that attack and come back forward. It gets pretty crazy. Like my favorite character is Gohan. Something that I do is I'll forward dash, I'll backdash, and then I'll use his overhead. He'll teleport right above them after he's backdashed, and then usually they have no answer for that. The next thing I do want to get into is empty jumps and neutral jumping. It's not displayed here, but it's self-explanatory. Sometimes you want to jump in the air if your opponent's being overly aggressive, not necessarily with burst dashes, but just forward dashes, or if they're using like hit and they're teleporting all over the place, just do a neutral jump. Just jump into the air. Don't do anything until you can, you get a read on their position and you can actually hit them, and you'll be good from there. Next, so I'm sorry, I'm all over the place here. I like set out notes and everything. But next, the super dash into the forward dash. The reason this is so important, a lot of people will super dash and then start flailing, and they get punished for it. And now, as I mentioned before, when you use Sparking Blast, super dash actually allows you to just get in. It pushes you forward. So when you forward dash, you're able to actually do a pseudo Sparking Blast forward dash. So as you see here, I'm doing it regularly how most people do it, and then I do an aerial dash forward and I do the combo. The reason I call it pseudo, however, is because the frames aren't quite as good. Now what I'm actually displaying here is the difference between using a move and then using it versus backdashing after your super dash. Super dashes are going to be very important in this game. Sad to say, they're not going to go anywhere. Well, I'm not necessarily sad to say, but they're not going anywhere. They're going to be an imperative part of the meta. And using these mix-ups, super dash mix-ups, air dash mix-ups are going to be a huge part of the meta. Also, back to the rules again. If a character like Tien, you see he does his double knees. If the character has a move that pops them into the air, yes, you can air dash. Here you see me actually using Piccolo to do certain moves that would not be possible without air dashing forward. And they just create so many mix-ups. All of this stems from just keeping control of your character at all times. This is a fast-paced game, and it's very easy, like I said earlier, it's very easy to lose control of your character. The other thing you can also do when you super dash, and your opponent blocks, backdash and see what they're gonna do. Get information. If you backdash just an empty backdash and they start flailing, unload a level 3 on them. There's nothing that they can do about it. Here I'm showing Cell's difference between his Kamehameha up close with the super dash and then a super dash backdash. It's just amazing. Even if your opponent blocks all of it, you now have space. They have to compensate for space. They can't just smash square and immediately get to you. So all of these things are important to keep in mind, guys. From here, now we can learn how to do combos and things of that nature. I'll go into that in another video. But if you guys found any of this information useful, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see as far as the training series goes. If you want to see more application, if you want like training regiments. The training regiment that I've already recommended for this one is, like I said, put the AI to block the first, and then practice your movements afterwards. The cross-ups in this game can get pretty serious, and if your opponent's not ready for it, you'll be breezing through rank like it's nothing. Like it's such a good tactic to use. Practice the timing. That's the main thing. Once you get the timing down on where you can actually forward dash or back dash, then it becomes, there's also a different timing for forward dashing into your opponent and then trying to forward dash over your opponent to get a cross up. So my recommendation, just practice that with your favorite characters. Practice special moves, figure out which special moves actually kind of change up a little bit, what you have more space on, and things of that nature. So as always, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Remember, my life's a chip in your pile, and for every pound of flesh you take, leave a pound of salt. Peace.